Hello, hello. I'm going to show you a really quick way how to upload a file into Skyslope. So I actually have a buyer file that I need to upload. So I've just decided to do a quick recording to showcase how you can create this transaction and upload all of your documents into Skyslope for review. So what you'll want to do is go to skyslope.com. You'll also be utilizing your eXp login. So you'll go ahead and put your eXp credentials and I'll bring you to Skyslope. You can also access Skyslope from your Okta dashboard, but skyslope.com is just super easy to get to. So once you log into Skyslope, it's going to take you to this dashboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new transaction. So we're going to go to create new transaction. So if you're a buyer, you're going to want to put transaction. If you are a seller, you'll want to create listing. So that's why I went ahead and selected transaction. The representation type, I am a purchase for this particular transaction, but you also see different options here, like if you're representing both purchase and listing, if it's a lease tenant, referral. So if you have any referral agents or any, if you give out a referral, this is where you'll use it. For this demonstration, this is going to be a purchase. I already have this purchase under contract. And I'm going to put in the address right here. So this is for 530 Cumberland. And this is an off-market property. So this is a for sale by owner. So let's see, 530 Cumberland Road, San Antonio, Texas. All right. Okay, and this is for our South Texas office. There's no MLS number because it is a FSBO. This is the address, and we're going to select a checklist. So this is a residential resale. Year built, I am not exactly sure. We are going to check on that. I'll just put, we're going to, for the sake of the purposes, we're just going to put 1960. We can always change that. Okay, so I double checked. I went into CRS and I was able to see that the home was built in 1951. So go ahead and put 1951, and then we'll click continue. Our purchase price on this home is going to be $170. So we'll go ahead and put that. I'm just putting in all of this information here. Okay. Making sure everything looks good. Expected closing date. I have my contract up right now, so I am going through all of this information. Make sure you have your contract. Make sure you have all your documents. Make sure you have all of the participants in here. That way you're ready to just input these items. So this has a closing date of July 7th. And then this was a personal referral. We'll go ahead and click that. So this is where we're going to input the buyer's information. So I'm going to pause this real quick while I go ahead and input their personal information. Okay, so I went ahead and I input the buyer's information. I'll ask for the buyer's first name, their email address, and their phone number. I like to keep that information confidential, so I went ahead and I put that in. And then you'll scroll down to the seller's information, and you'll put in their information here as well. You can just fill it out to the best of your ability. If you only know their name, if you only know things like that, it just needs their first name and last name. All of these other items are optional, the email and phone number. So I'll go ahead and input that right now. So one moment. Okay, so I inputted the seller's information and then I went to continue. So the next page is you're going to put in the agent information. Since this is a FSBO, there is no listing agent. So we're just going to put NA, and then let's put 00000 because a phone number is required. So we'll just put 0. And then the buyer's agent in this case is Alan Lozano. So we'll just go ahead and put that. And then if you didn't have it already preloaded, you would put in the buyer's agent information here. So we'll need the first and last name of the buyer's agent, which is either yourself, or if you're a TC, you'd put that information. It'll ask for the first and last name, email address, and phone number. Okay, so now we'll just click continue. And it's going to ask you if it's escrow, title, or attorney. For us, we use title. So we're going to input information here. We'll put the company. So this particular transaction is Judy Jaregi at Stewart Title. I've used her before, and she's already been preloaded into Skyslope. If you don't have anything preloaded into Skyslope, this is your first transaction. This is where you'll input that information. And once you input that information, it will save, and that way it's easy access and preloaded next time you do it. So it already has her first and last name, her email address, and her phone number. We don't use an escrow or attorney for this particular transaction. So I'm just going to fill out this portion and click continue. It's going to ask, does this involve a loan officer? And if it does, if it has a lender, you can go ahead and click yes. And it'll input that information as well. So let me see, did this one have a lender? Yes, it does. So we have used this lender before, so it's been preloaded once again. If you are filling this out for the first time, once again, this is where you'll put in that information. But since we've already had it preloaded, we've used this before, we've input the information before, it's already saved. So are you going to be using a transaction coordinator? If you are, click yes. If not, go ahead and click no. And did it come from a referral agent? So did somebody refer this deal to you? In this case, no. So this one, it is a FSBO. It is, let's see, I believe we had a flat fee for this one. So let me just check the contract really quickly. And this one is $12.50. So what we'll do, we'll click the little $sign, $12.50 here. And this is if you had any other deductions. In this case, we don't do that. So we'll just go ahead and click continue. This I never really use, but if you do want to use it for like, will the brokerage hold it earnest money, etc. We don't do any of that for these transactions, but this is where you would input it if you do. And then we're going to create the transaction. So what it's doing is getting all those details. All right. So then it'll bring you to this. Once your transaction is loaded up, all the information, you'll see the address, the agent, all of that good stuff. Now it brings you to the checklist here. Since this transaction, if you have a co-agent on it, you can always go back to transaction tab here and add a co-agent. This is for a team. It's a brother team. So they'll always have an agent and a co-agent. So this is who I put the co-agent. So if you have a co-agent team, this is where you put it. And then you'll just go ahead and make sure that everything looks right. You'll double check your MLS number if you have one. Since this is a FSBO, there is no number. Representation, your checklist type, everything looks good. Let's go to next. Your contacts all look good. All of that good stuff. Commission, your commission price. If you had a percentage, 3%, 2%, 2.5, whatever it is, this is where you would input it. You go ahead and do that. And you have any comments for it, all that great stuff. But for now, let's focus on the checklist. So the checklist is our red light, green light system. It tells us which forms are required for this transaction. Once you submit a form, it will turn to yellow, which means that it's under review. So I'm going to go ahead and get these documents started. So I'll just go to documents here, upload a document. And I'm going to upload. You can upload multiple documents at one time. For the sake of this, I'm just going to go ahead and do one document at a time for this part. Fine. Okay, so that should go. So if you have a document like a packet, like a receipted contract, like this one here. Let me just do a quick look. Yes, this is the receipted contract. So if you have a packet, what you'll want to do is upload the packet and go to split. And Skyslope will just go ahead and split those for you. I always suggest reviewing them because sometimes it can get a little bit wonky. So we'll do like page 10 here. And then we'll do receipted. It's page 11. I know that. Page 12 is not necessary. Third-party financing. Okay, lead-based paint addendum. Perfect. And I want to go ahead and click on split and assign. So what that's doing is it's splitting your packet up and it's assigning them into those areas. So as you can see, now you have the executed contract, the receipt page, the third-party financing addendum, the lead-based paint. You can also go to attach here. So these are just some different options. So like the seller's disclosure notice, you can just upload it there if you need to. This is where you'll upload CMA. If it's on the MLS, property, no MLS. So you can just put in comments, click save, and then the compliance team will look over everything. But the compliance team, what you'll do is you'll just go ahead and upload all these documents here on the red light. Once they're attached, they'll be orange. And then once the compliance team goes in and reviews it and gives it the all clear, these will turn to green and they'll say complete. So our compliance team is going to be monitoring this transaction. They'll be making sure that everything is uploaded. They'll be sending you continuous checklists to kind of keep you in the loop. But it's really easy to use. You can either go to documents and upload packets there and split the packets. Or if you have a single file and you know what it is, you can always just go to these and just click attach. So for this one, I know that there was a sales price change. There was an amendment with the sales price change. So I would just click attach, upload. This is the amendment. I just want to make sure. So this one had an amendment for a sales price change. Sales price. So I'll just do that. And when that happens, if you have a sales price change, you'll notice here in the transaction, it says sales price 170 because that's what the initial contract stated. Now that we have changed the price in lieu of repairs, we'll want to go here and make sure that we change that sales price and click next. That means that way we want to change it so the compliance team and our transaction team can give you an accurate CDA. So that we can go ahead and get that the CDA disbursement agreement, disbursement authorization here. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful for you. There's a lot of easy ways to do this. You can keep track of everything. So these are all the documents that I've added. I've split. So it does keep a log of all of the activity on the transaction. So it's always just kind of good to have. But anyways, hope you found this video helpful and we'll hope you get a lot of transactions on it. Okay, bye.